There it is. We are officially live. How's it going, Debbie Sardone?
Oh man, having so much fun. It doesn't even seem right.
Hey, speaking of
It
having
should
fun,
be illegal.
we didn't talk about this, but I unofficially made it a wine night tonight. You're probably drinking beer over there
Well,
because
I'm a rule follower. And so I thought it was a rule. So I went and got myself a beer. I was running around at the last minute going, oh my gosh, do I have a beer? Do I have a beer? I'm going on
that's a good looking beer too. I
bookkeeping
like
and
beer
beer.
Lagunitas.
I love it. It's kind of a low carb, but at least it tastes a little bit like an IPA instead of water beer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
It's not
Um,
bad.
but I kind of like that we kind of switched roles here. You're drinking the beer and I'm drinking the wine.
I
You
know
know,
it's awesome.
that's like empathy at its highest level. Like we swap drinks. So
It really is. Sometimes my husband and I will go to a restaurant and he'll order a white wine and I'll order a beer. And invariably, when the waiter comes with the tray, they hand me the white wine, they hand him in the beer. And I'm like, no.
yeah. Well, now, hey, no, let's not just judge a book by its cover here. Give me
Absolutely.
that ice cold beer. Um, Let me share this share this thing out to Leading Business Fundamentals is what I got
Oh,
to do.
yeah. Hello. My cleaning
All
business
right,
profits group.
we're in. We're
Say
in.
hello to all of our peeps over there. Let me see if I can find it. And that way I
Just
can read the comments.
just showed up. We'll see who's got something to say. And
There it
happy Thursday
is.
night, everybody. Welcome to Bookkeeping Beer and BS. We're talking about what we're seeing in our businesses, charity stuff, giving back. Business is booming as we come out of COVID. So how do we keep our eye on the ball? But also, there's a lot of people out there that need our help, and we are in a position to help. So how do we do that? And then we got an awesome event coming up in just a couple weeks that I'm super pumped. And just like the ability to go to a live event and act like a human being again is
Texas is open for business.
that's right. That's right. Thank goodness somewhere is. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sick of this stuff. I'm just sick of it. So I'm ready to
Everybody's sick of it.
help people. Yeah.
Everybody's tired of being inside, but we are going the extra mile because we do want to keep people safe while we were there. It is a big event. We're going to have we're going to have close to 300 now. We're over 260 registered. We still have a couple more weeks, people coming at the last minute. So we are honoring our promise that we made almost a year ago when we said we were going to have this event. We will still be wearing masks, social distancing, and not hugging and kissing, even though it's Texas where we hug everybody. So obviously we don't want anybody to come if they have a compromised health situation. We don't want you to come. But if you feel healthy and safe, if you've got the immunities like I do, because I had COVID over Thanksgiving, or you've had the vaccine or you feel comfortable coming, we want everybody there, but we will be extra careful.
Last year it was late March in Dallas, and we got down there and we're like, I know this is going on, but we'll see what it turns into. And while we were at CBF Live, I feel like the world started falling apart and March Madness got canceled and all the golf events got canceled and flights started getting canceled. And we were all like, how are we going to get home? Who cares? We're here. Like, let's have some fun.
The world changed at our conference, and it was almost like coming out of a bunker after an atomic bomb goes off. You're like, hello, is the world still here? It's crazy.
That's what it felt like. And now a year later we get to do it again, and
yeah,
we're like, we started the downturn and now we're like starting the upturn. So it feels like you kind of bookended the COVID period perfectly if you could have.
Yep.
Well, we'll circle back to CBF Live because I want to talk about what that event is, what it's all about, who should go. Obviously everybody should go that's in the home cleaning space. But we were talking about one thing, and because this is a finance related show and I know you're super passionate about business finance and decision making and growing an awesome business, we were talking about how hard it is to find good employees right now. And that's like, it's not groundbreaking. It's been hard for a long time, and we always feel like this is as bad as it's going to get, and then it gets a little bit worse, and it gets a little bit worse. And at some point, the government funny money will go away. Like it can't be financed forever. people will come back into the labor market. We know that's going to happen eventually. It's not quite happening now because you got that, plus people getting their tax returns. People are sitting on cash. And the goofy thing that happens is homeowners are sitting on cash and they need stuff done at their house. Businesses are kind of sitting on cash and they can spend the money on marketing to find those homeowners. But the labor pool is, I made an analogy today and I did a video on our blue collar recruiting page that it's like the housing market. The inventory is super low and you got to be willing to pay to go get that inventory. And it seems like that's the recruiting game today, is like whoever spends the most money might get, the applicants. But you had made a great point when we were chatting, which is classic supply and demand.
Yeah.
If the demand outstrips your supply, what do you got to do, Debbie?
It's just like the housing market. When the supply and demand, when the supply begins to drive up and the demand is intense, the price of the house goes up, period. End of discussion. It could go up 10% or 20%. And so the same applies to the cleaning industry, the power washing industry, the landscape industry, all industries, right? When you don't have enough workers to serve the demand, then you raise your prices, period. I don't care what your prices are. If you're turning away business, oh, I'm so sorry, we have a waiting list, a 2-week waiting list. Can we get to you in 2 to 3 weeks? If you can't say yes to the business that's coming in, I don't care what you charge. You're not charging enough. Raise your prices. And when people don't hang up on you and scream at you, raise them on the next phone call. And if they don't hang up and scream at you, raise them on the next phone call, because just like the housing market, when you raise your house prices enough, you will be able to meet the demand that's there. Mm-hmm. And if you raise your prices enough with what customers are paying, you'll be able to raise the wages enough. I was speaking with somebody today, and if you're not using a company like Blue Skies Recruiting to help you, you're losing money by not availing yourself to the services that will help you recruit. But I was talking to a company today, one of our cleaning business fundamentals members, and he said he had posted a job ad, and it was for an internal office position. So it wasn't for a cleaner. They tend to make less than our cleaners. And in my program, our cleaners make the most money.
They're the ones making all the money for you. They got to make
exactly
the money for themselves too.
They're the highest paid salespeople, right? Mm-hmm. And so I've always made it a policy that the lowest paid peons in the company work in the office, right? The highest paid VIPs work in the field. And so he was looking for an office position, and he said it was dramatic, the response he got when he raised the price that he was advertising for somebody to work in the office from like 16 or 17 to a range of 19 to 23. He said, overnight, my inbox exploded with some quality leads. And that's the thing. If you can't find cleaners, if you can't find landscapers or carpet cleaning staff, people who run the carpet cleaning machines, then you probably need to raise what you pay. It's just time again. That's right. Yep. What worked a year ago does not work today. What worked 2 years ago does not work today. And maybe what worked 6 months ago won't attract the right people today.
Yeah, I was going to say, even like from what the fall was until what now is, and what that labor market looks like, and how much, I mean, whether it's the money you're spending on the recruiting, but to your point, the money that you're paying the person to come work, everything's got to go up. That's, economics 101 says, like, when you have stimulus like that and money gets flooded into the economy, all that really happens is inflation.
Always.
Like, nothing else really changes in the long run. Just prices go up for everything. The wages go up and the price of the consumer goes up, and the water level kind of stays the same there. But raise the prices to the consumer. And like you said, you got to turn around and offer more. And that's one of the beautiful things about your business model, Debbie, and what you teach all of your CBF clients, is that when you are paying your employees, you're paying them for the commission that they earn. They're getting a percent of that. So by raising your prices, you automatically give your employees a bonus, because they're the ones that are going out and doing the work, and they got to be your highest paid employees. But then that also changes how you position the job ad. And all of a sudden you sound way more competitive than the Amazon warehouse or Walmart or the fast food restaurant. Like, they can't even compete with you because they're paying a little hourly wage with a ceiling, and you're only limited by how long you stand around. When you come work for
Exactly.
a cleaning business, you have no ceiling. You can produce all the revenue that you want, and you get to keep a whole bunch of it. So I love how
And
you
what
do it.
I tell people is, especially with the kind of market we're in right now, I mean, I know you're experiencing this because we talked about this earlier. We are literally in a cleaning business economic boom like I've never seen in the history of my company. And I've been in business for 39 years. I did start when I was 10. And this is the biggest cleaning business economic boom I've ever seen. My office told me on Tuesday that they're pretty sure we'll finally tip the scale of 600 recurring clients by Thursday. That's their goal. If they miss it, it could be by a client or two. We have never grown as fast in one single month as we have been growing the last 3 months. And so if you haven't raised your prices in 6 months because you did 2 years ago, you're already late. Go raise your prices, test the market, raise your prices, track and measure your conversion rates. There's a good chance the conversion rates won't drop by much at all because they can't find anybody else who has enough staff to show up and clean for them either. They'll say yes if you can say, yes, I can do that Friday. Yes, I can do that Tuesday. Whenever they say they want, they'll pay it if you can say yes to the day, the time that they're looking for.
Yep. I remember a few years ago in our window cleaning business, we're in Minneapolis, so March is kind of always an iffy month for us. It's like, are we going to be under 2 feet of snow? Or yesterday or 2 days ago it was 70 degrees here, which I know Texas had like 10-degree weather and everything was freezing up. So we were in the same boat. It was negative 20 here when you guys had 10-degree weather, and all of a sudden
we had 1 degree weather. My husband cut down my palm trees this week. They're dead.
At least you had a degree. We were going severely the wrong direction, but like how fast it changed, right? Like that was mid-February, late February, and then all of a sudden, not even a month later, and it was like we're having 70 degrees, and I'm sitting out in Minneapolis wearing shorts and flip-flops, drinking a beer out on my porch. So
it's gorgeous.
Like the swing of business that came back in Minneapolis, every March, we used to have to discount like 20% off our regular like busy season pricing to like pull demand because we had guys that we wanted to get out in the field. And now it's like, damn, discounting, like, oh, if you want to go at a certain time, like, oh, that's going to be a 10% premium. Like this thing is over.
We're
like,
adding $100 for Friday.
Like, oh, you want to tell us what time you want us to be there?
That'll be an extra 50.
Yeah. I mean, like it's just totally changed. The leverage. I mean, like I don't want to. Leverage is a strong word to use when you're like speaking about a customer relationship, but our employees kind of have leverage against us because they can go get any job they want, making pretty decent money anywhere. And so we need to have. You always say you got to have a job that people want. You have to have the best job out there to attract them. Part of that is the pay. A whole bunch of it is the culture, and they got to like working for you and the people in the office that they're interacting with. But the same kind of goes with working for our clients. We don't have to worry about those clients that are a total pain in the butt. And we all know that they exist and they take all of our time, but pay us very little money. Like gone with them.
And give you a 1-star review.
Yeah.
And give you a 1-star review because you missed a spot and charged too much. Yeah. Here's the thing. When you raise your prices and you're at the top of the pricing scale, you attract better clients. And you're able to attract better employees. And life is so much better as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. I have quality of life. When I get to deal with the cream of the crop clients who are not price sensitive, they're value sensitive. They're like, you people are worth it versus can't you go a little lower? You attract better clients who don't scrutinize every mistake you make and demand a double refund. And you attract better employees who really are willing to work hard for that bigger paycheck. It's a double win when you charge at the top of the price scale.
So in our bookkeeping business, we run it just like a home cleaning business. And my bookkeepers really like it now that they've gotten the flow of it. We can't quite pay commission weekly because we don't generate revenue by week. We generate it by month. We bill on a monthly scale. But every month we calculate their production rate. And if they're over a certain level, they get a bonus. And if they're $10 over it, the bonus goes up by 1%. And if they're $20 over it, it goes up by another percent. We had a guy that like
Pay for performance. That's the real CBF pay for performance right there.
Exactly. So we kind of set a threshold in bookkeeping. We want to be able to produce at $50 an hour minimum. We want to have around 50% COGS. Pretty similar to home cleaning. It's a recurring style business, right? We had a guy that produced at $150 an hour bookkeeping revenue. Like, I was like, Brian, I imagine you have 8 screens and at least 2 mouse, working around. And I did do a screen share with him one time. And I was like, son, you need to slow down because my eyes cannot keep up with how fast you're working on a computer. But it's so cool.
Guy.
That carrot of I get to keep what I produce just changes immensely. And at the same time, the carrot can go away if they get a bad review from a client and their quality's not there. If they're not following the process, like a big bonus can be gone just like that. And once that happens once, it never happens again. But when they know at the end of the month, there can be like a $500 to $1,000 bonus for them, just like massively exceeding expectations.
It's incredible.
All of a sudden, they keep exceeding expectations and can like keep running away with it. And that business model works so great.
There's a dynamic. I was looking for the book. I had somebody organize my office and now I can't find anything. But there's a book that I love called A Company of Owners. And there's a concept out there, obviously, around the things that motivate and incentivize employees to love what they do and to stay long term. And one of the concepts in the book is to create a job that allows autonomy, right? When you feel like you have autonomy, you have control over the kind of income you make. In our CBF program, in my formula, we show people you can give yourself a raise. You don't have to wait for me. You give yourself a raise. And that's what that young man is doing. He works for you and he's decided, I want to give myself a raise. I'm going to get a commission off of $150 an hour instead of $50 an hour. I'm going to hustle. And then you manage to make sure he's accurate and not being careless. And if he learns to balance hustle and accuracy and quality, he's going to make the most money in the company. And he'll make more than the bookkeeper that's been working for you for 5 years. He'll make more. Maybe he started with you a year ago.
Yep. I had that conversation with our team, and it's not a conversation just for our bookkeeping team. We have it with every team, but we explicitly say loyalty is one of our core values. We're loyal, but it's not just like you should stay here because of X, Y, and Z. It's we're loyal to our customers. We do what we say we're going to do. We show up on time. We follow through with stuff. Like, that's loyalty. We're a good friend. That doesn't mean we charge them less. That doesn't mean we pay somebody because they're here longer. It means that they get what they deserve and we make sure that they get it. That's loyalty.
And we make sure we are worth what we charge. It's not about raising your prices just to stick it to people. It is on us to be worth what we charge. Otherwise, shame on us. Either get better or get out.
Agreed. So Jeremy Brook had a comment in here. He's down in Florida. He does pressure washing, paper sealing.
Hi, Jeremy.
He was having a conversation with someone the other day. They suggested that he raise his prices 20% just because of the way the economy is and the demand in the cleaning industry. He said, what do we think? I think, yeah.
Yes.
20% sounds like a good spot to start. And then if that doesn't deter the bad clients that aren't the right clients and doesn't attract the right labor for what you can now pay the labor, maybe another 10% on top. And like, as Debbie said, keep kind of inching it up as you're testing that water and making sure that you're getting the value to find the right person to do the good job that you told them you were going to do.
And here's the thing. It is possible, Jeremy, that you're already below market value. So raising up 20% might only make you a little more even. So you need to make sure that 20% will be enough. You might already be charging below market value. So raise it up 20%. If you're still converting 80, 90% of the people that call you who are serious prospects for your service and you're converting 80 to 90%, that is a clue. You're still under market value. Raise it again. I talk to people almost every day who need their help with their cleaning business. And for the first time they hear, my goodness, you're undercharging by 25 to 30%. Some people even 50%. They're below market value by 50%. First time they ever heard that. They thought, oh, I should raise my prices a little. I'm like, no, you should double your prices. You are half of market value. And so, Jeremy, really scrutinize it. And the truth is in the numbers, right? I mean, bookkeeping expert here. The truth is always in the numbers. If you're converting 80 to 90%, even when you raise your prices by 20%, you're still below market value. No business should convert 90% or 100%. There's something broken. You're leaving money on the table. We can't even accept that kind of capacity. So
when we in our home, depending on where we're buying leads from, we kind of scrutinize conversion based on where the lead comes from.
Yes.
If it's like a home advisor or thumbtack type of lead, we expect much lower conversions because the cost per lead, and you're fighting over that lead with a ton of different people. If it's Facebook and you're interacting with somebody, or Google ads that's like paid and they're coming to you, we have different expectations for that. In general, on average, I'll say we shoot for around 30% lead conversion in our home cleaning business, because we're casting a lot of nets and we're trying to scoop up as many leads as possible.
Right.
In window cleaning, because it's transactional, we shoot for close to like 67 to 70%.
Yes. So here's what I would say. Just separate what is a lead versus what is a prospect. And so there's a ton of cold leads that come in through an internet form. You can't even reach them. They're not serious. They're not buyers, right? But they become a prospect when you can actually talk to them. If they will engage with you, meaning you respond to their internet lead with an email that says, I'm going to call you real quick, what's the best time? And they let you, or they won't take your phone call, but they are engaging back and forth. It's like, well, how many square feet do you have? Well, I have 3,000. If you're engaging with them, if you're able to have a conversation with them, they're definitely a prospect. And you should be able to convert half of them. But if you're converting 90% of your prospects, and again, I agree, leads are so easy nowadays. They're kind of cheap and
that's useless. A good point, because we just group it all together as like a lead, but there's definitely like a lead versus a tire kicker.
It's a conversation. Once you're able to engage in a conversation, they are actually a lead, and they're mine to either lose or win. And if I can win 50% of them at the highest price point, when I don't have enough labor to say yes to 90%, I'm going for the 50% at the higher price point.
I like it.
Yeah.
So
it's a numbers game.
Yeah, you're damn right it is.
Yeah.
It's all about the numbers. So now I want to talk about charity stuff and cleaning for a reason. And as I was thinking about tonight's conversation, I had the realization that as an individual and a consumer and somebody that I've participated with Junior Achievement a whole bunch as a way to like help young people become entrepreneurs and finance professionals. And I realized I kind of stopped giving when all this COVID stuff hit. Like I changed my mindset. I got super business focused. Like we got to survive. We got to do this. And then I got to like get back into this giving mindset. And it took me until this conversation to realize that I'm being a cheap ass and kind of a bad citizen. And I'm not spending enough time, energy, or money on the things I want to support to help other people. And now with business coming back the way that it is, and stimulus money and whatever else we got going on, I thought tonight's conversation on the charity side of things was really valuable just for me, because I needed that like hitching my giddy, or that like boosting my giddy up to like get me back to participating in the giving world. So can you go ahead?
It's so true. You're not the only one. Because of the pandemic, so many people went into survival mode. They're pivoting, they're rewriting their content, their messaging, they're creating new policies around safety. And when you're in survival mode, it's very hard to think of giving. You're thinking of surviving. And so like yourself, all of us, our businesses are booming, every one of us. And so now's the time to kind of take a step back and take in a deep breath and remember what matters. Remember what made you successful. And you know what it is. Givers are the most successful people on the planet. So trust me, we're going to be hitting you up at CBF Live to maybe captain a team. We've got an amazing fundraising campaign we're going to be sharing with everybody. And I have a feeling you'll be able to be a part of our team. But
I bet I can get some engagement going.
I know you can, especially if there's a contest tied to it, because I know how entrepreneurs are competitive. So trust me, there will be a contest. But cleaning companies all around the country went into survival mode, and cleaning for a reason suffered. Giving is down. Cleaning partners have been cleaning less this past year for obvious reasons. And fewer cleaning companies have signed up, and several of our cleaning partners have gone out of business, closed their doors, and won't be back. And so it's like everyone, it's been a tough year for cleaning for a reason. And so
for anybody out there that's listening that isn't familiar with cleaning for a reason, can you give us the 1 minute synopsis on what it's all, how it got started and what it's all about?
Absolutely. Cleaning for a Reason is the only nonprofit that provides free house cleaning services to families who are battling cancer. We're the largest nonprofit in the world serving families with cancer with free cleaning, dedicated specifically to free cleaning. I started this organization about 15 years ago in 2006. I started it just as the result of a missed opportunity. You know how it feels when you regret not doing something? Have you ever had that urge to do something like give that waitress that seems to be having a bad day $100 tip, and then you didn't, right?
Yeah, you think about it, you don't do it.
I should do that, and then you don't.
It haunts you. Yeah.
Right. It haunts you. And the gift of giving is such a reward personally that you're not haunted the rest of the day when you give.
I was gonna say, so in a selfish way, like there's kind of nothing better. And so
exactly.
Yeah, you're doing something for somebody else, but you're really doing something for yourself too when you're super generous. Like that's what makes you tick.
You instantly get paid when you give. You instantly get paid. And so I missed an opportunity. I took a phone call. Someone was asking about the price for cleaning her home. Back then I was still working in my office daily, and I gave her a quote over the phone. And she said, "Oh, I can't really afford that right now. I'm not working. I'm going through chemotherapy and radiation." I mean, those were practically her exact words. And we both kind of talked about, okay, well, maybe when you get back to work. Okay, great. And I hung up the phone. Now, this was before the days of caller ID, and she called us. I had no way to call her back. But I remember like it was yesterday, I hung up the phone and I sat there at my desk and I thought, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I just say, you know what, hon, we'll come out and clean for you for free? Why didn't I say that? I was in business mode. I wasn't thinking about giving. I give at my church, right? I didn't give at my office. And I was in business mode. I was selling. That's what you do every day. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I missed an opportunity, and it had never occurred to me. So that day, I met with my office staff. We just had a little huddle in the hallway. And I said, if this ever happens again, we give her the cleaning for free. Any woman that calls our office, she's battling cancer, we give her the cleaning for free. So we started a policy that day. That was probably 20 years ago. And it was kind of the best kept secret. I didn't really know how to talk about it. I didn't have a logo. I didn't have a program. It was just something when we would find out, we would give. And then I went to an ISSA convention one year, and I got inspired when I was speaking to a room full of business owners. And I was talking about, and by that time my business had evolved and matured, and I was giving back, and I had created a logo. At that time, it said Buckets and Bows Cleaning for a Reason. That's the original logo. I have to find that someday. And I was
archived.
Yeah, it's probably in some old computer hard drive somewhere. But I shared with the cleaning companies in my talk on cause marketing. And I was amazed at how many cleaning companies came up to me after my talk and said, I want to do that in my town. How do you screen those people? How do you make sure people don't take advantage of your generosity? How do you manage the whole thing? And it was a light bulb moment at that event that I went, oh, this should be a nonprofit. I can take this outside of my own backyard and take it nationwide. So fast forward 15 years later, we have over 1,200 cleaning companies in all 50 states and in Canada serving patients. To date, we've already served over 50,000 families with free cleaning, which is like $15 million in free services. It's amazing what's happened. It's amazing.
Nuts. And back to the makes you feel good. That's important for a business owner to feel like they're doing something right.
Yep.
The biggest impact is on our employees. Our employees freaking love that we do that. That if there was a thing that keeps them more than the money, it's the ability to have that type of impact.
Yes.
Like they need the money to survive. They need a job to survive, but they could go get the money anywhere. It's the things like cleaning for a reason that keep employees working for you, because they build relationships and they make an impact, and that's sticky. Money's not sticky.
Yeah.
Money can be made anywhere. Relationships are sticky.
Everybody wants to believe that their work matters. Everybody. I don't care if you're emptying garbage cans or cleaning toilets or the CEO of a big corporation. Everybody craves knowing that what they do for a living matters. And Cleaning for a Reason created that opportunity for cleaning companies to add that element to their culture, to where your employees actually get to experience what it feels like to go into a home and serve someone who didn't pay or couldn't pay, either one. Sometimes they could, but didn't, because it was a free cleaning, but the owner paid for that cleaning. The owner pays the employees. We never ask our employees to donate their time, but the employees see the tears in the patient's eyes, the hugs that she gives them. It's the most rewarding experience. We have employees, and I know you have too, that have come to the office and said, anytime you have a cancer patient, send me.
Yeah.
Send me.
Put it on my schedule.
Yeah. They want to serve those patients. So, besides autonomy, right, we need to feel like we have control over our paycheck. We have control over our job and our outcomes. But we also need to believe that what we do matters. And when you add Cleaning for a Reason as a part of your give back program in your company, I have employees that have come to work for us who specifically said in the interview, I chose your company because of Cleaning for a Reason. And then oftentimes they'll tell a personal story about, I lost my mom to cancer, or my favorite aunt passed of cancer. It's incredibly personal for your customers and your employees.
I'm inspired by that on the home cleaning side of the business, and I'm equally like seeking that on the exterior side of our business. And I'm not going to put you on the spot, but the thought did run through my mind is like, I need Debbie to teach me how she did that, so I can either partner with her or take what she did on the interior side and do it on the exterior side, and do window cleaning or pressure washing, or take care of the outside house, landscaping, whatever it is. Like that is just such a cool way to give back. We can give money. Money's right. Cool to give, but way more cool than money is service in time and effort. Like that's what's super impactful and sticks with people. So
service is meaningful. It's hard to start programs. It's hard to start nonprofits. One thing that a company like yours can do is to just simply tie your brand and your marketing to why cleaning matters, right? And so when you're power washing or when people are carpet cleaning, you tie the message to, because cleaning matters. Every dollar our customers spend with our company will help create a free house cleaning for a family battling cancer. So you don't even have to try to go in and create it, although you can. It's a wonderful thing. It's just a huge project and distraction for some companies, but you can still tie the cleaning, that cleaning matters. While I'm cleaning windows, we want you to know, and here's our brochure, that cleaning matters to everyone, including families with cancer. And that's why we support. So when you hire our company, you're helping a family in our community get their home cleaned for free. We partner with local cleaning companies, blah, blah, blah. So that you can even leverage that. It's not the same though, as your guys being able to window wash for a cancer patient. It's not the same.
Yeah, I know and that was why I like it. As entrepreneurs were like, ooh, I have an idea. And then like, I better think about that, because that one might have a lot of legwork, which is why I said I might need to pick Debbie's brain on this one. But I love that idea so much, and we do it on all of our home cleaning businesses. Yes. We're signed up with Cleaning for a Reason, and we still are, and we still do it, and we still love it.
So here's one more thing, because I love branding, I love marketing. We could talk all night about this stuff, but that's a tool of distinction. Okay. Window washers, right? Just like cleaning service. Okay. How much do you charge? Who has the biggest coupon? Windows are windows. We think everybody's the same, or the consumer thinks everybody's the same. But you would probably be the only window cleaning company that would emphasize, by the way, did you know that when you use our service, you're going to help generate a free cleaning for a family with cancer. What? Right now, all of a sudden, you stand out like a sore thumb. You do something nobody else does. They're all so busy grinding it out, trying to clean another window, trying to hire another guy to clean windows. They don't have the time to even think about charity. But that little tool of distinction, that pink ribbon on your truck and on your business card and on your brochures, will make you remembered. And if they remember you, they will hire you.
It's that thing that sticks in their mind so that when they see your name, there's a positive assimilation with it.
Exactly.
And especially, I think, in the home service industry, they see so many names. And I remember, like, even when we got into window cleaning back in the day, I was like, what's our company name? Like, I started naming off franchises, right? Like, it's just a name. Like, they don't remember your company name unless you give it, like, unless you tie something to it that makes it unforgettable.
Exactly. Can I tell you a quick story about that?
Yeah. Oh, story time.
This has probably been, right when I first started Cleaning for Reasons. I hadn't started it, hadn't been around too long, but it was beginning to gain traction in my community. We were really publicizing it. We were getting on TV and on radio. I was being nominated for Hometown Hero and all these wonderful things. It gave me amazing PR for my company, for my business, because I always knew we were special and different, but I didn't always know how to make sure everyone else knew it, right? Mm-hmm. And I was at a Chambers of Commerce meeting. It was like the first of the year, January, first meeting. So that means it's huge, right? There was like 100 people in the room. And a lady shouted across the room and said, "I know you, Debbie Sardone." And I looked at her and was like, I don't know her from Adam, right? I was like, "Hi." She said, "You don't know me, but I know you. You're that company that serves cancer patients for free. I love what you do." The whole room of 100 people broke out into applause, right? I can't buy that kind of advertisement. It's not even available for sale. Not only did I feel proud, but every person in that room knew who I was. And they knew the values that my company stood for. And I didn't even have to stand up and do a 30-second commercial to try to convince them of that.
And
it was
even
done
after
for
that,
me.
I would, like, if that was me standing up there, I'd have been so choked up and crying that I wouldn't have been able to be like that. Yeah, let me tell you, thank you.
Yeah, I've cried a few times in those meetings when people stood up and thanked me. I was at another Chambers of Commerce. Now, this one will get me choked up. And I was speaking because I was like the 10-minute talk that day. And I was speaking and I told them all about Cleaning for a Reason, about my company. And then they always say, leave it open for Q&A. So a man stood up. He had a question. I said, "Yes, sir. You have a question?" He said, "Well, I don't have a question, but I need to tell you something." He said, "This is my wife, my new wife." He said, "She lost her husband to cancer. I lost my wife to cancer. And you guys served my wife during that entire ordeal. We have 4 small children. And while she was battling cancer, you served her with cleanings." And he mentioned her name, Dawn. And I had a beautiful azalea plant planted in my front yard that bloomed every year, pink azaleas, blooms that Dawn had given me before she passed away for all the free cleanings. And he said, you will never know what it meant to my family that you helped my wife during the darkest time of our entire life. The whole room was sobbing. And I'm standing up there.
I'm trying to figure out what to say next.
I was sobbing. It was so emotional. So what I'm trying to say, Dan, and I know you know this about the giving, right? I tell people this all the time, but until you experience it, you think it's just a cliche, but you can't outgive giving. It doesn't matter how many free cleanings I've given away. I've gotten back tenfold in marketing, in advertising, in goodwill, in employees who want to work with me, in customers who switched services because they wanted to do business with a company that's cleaning for a reason. It's always come back tenfold.
Yep. There's just no substitute for it. Like you said, you can't put a dollar mark on it. You don't want to put a dollar mark on it. It's just,
you can't outgive giving. You can't.
People like dealing with people that do the right type of stuff. And you can't fake it and you can't pay for it. You just got to be real and do the right things. And
and they'll love you for it.
The world loves it. Yep. I love it. I don't even know how to transition.
Well, it's entrepreneurial. Entrepreneurialism is lonely and it's hard. Owning your own business is lonely and hard. And at the end of the day, when you've been grinding it out and dealing with some 1-star review that was unfair, or some employee that quit without notice, or some customer that yelled at you because You let the cat out of the house. At the end of the day, when you're able to say, wow, I helped somebody and I didn't get paid a dime for it, and they needed us, and they cried and they thanked me, you can go home and feel really good no matter what happened at work. And so, you know, we can transition there. Being an entrepreneur is hard. And so I love helping people make their business easier. I love helping people do those hard things better and easier.
And no, you can't appreciate how hard it is to be an entrepreneur until you are one. And I always think it's funny when like I came from the corporate world. I spent a decade doing what I thought at the time were like hard things, but they weren't hard. I learned a lot.
Sure.
Learned a lot. It's funny when you have conversations with people that own small businesses, because you're like, oh, thank God you get it.
Yes.
Like,
they totally get it.
You just get down to like a human level, whereas you feel like whenever you're talking to anybody else, you're like, I could talk to him about anything, but they don't get it anyway. Like, so what's the point? Yeah. And then you talk to somebody else that runs a small business and you're like, oh my gosh, I just need to like lean on you for a second. Like, you lean on me, I'll lean on you. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're better now.
Well, that's why I hold this Cleaning Business Fundamentals Live. That's why I hold the CBF Live conference. Sure, you can go to a Tony Robbins conference. I love the man, right? Sure, you can go to this workshop and that workshop. But until you've been in a room with 250 impact-driven, motivated people who clean houses for a living, you have not found your tribe. And when you get in that room and they totally get you and you're like, oh, this happened. They're like, happened to me too. You're like, really? Yes. Here's how I solve that. And you network with 250 to up to 300 cleaning companies. You will feel like you died and went to heaven. It's like, they get me. They speak my language. They understand my vocabulary. They've been where I am. I'm following them. It is an incredible event to come to our residential cleaning business building 3-day conference. It's incredible.
I'm stoked for it. It is Thursday the 15th through Saturday the 17th, correct?
Yes, April 15th, which is the celebration day in America. Hello. I think this year our tax day has been put off to June because of the pandemic, right? June 15th.
I was to say, is it May or June? I know it got kicked back quite a ways.
I was told June by my CPA, but that's okay. I actually overpaid, but which is a miracle. But it's April 15th. So just remember that is Celebration Day, April 15th, 16th, and 17th. So it's a Thursday, a Friday, and a Saturday in downtown, beautiful Fort Worth, Texas. So it's like 15 minutes from the DFW International Airport. It's kind of cheap to fly to DFW Airport from almost anywhere in the country. Flights are cheap. They're being very flexible. If something happens, they're letting you cancel and reschedule. The hotel is the beautiful Hilton Hotel in downtown Fort Worth. They've given us a crazy room, Nate, this 4-star hotel of $139 a night. It's phenomenal. It's a write-off. Come to Dallas. The weather is gorgeous and all our restaurants and bars are open.
Yeah, we get to go be humans again for a little bit.
Yeah, it's fabulous. It's fabulous.
Somebody that hasn't, if we've been to CBF Live before, we get it. We understand why it's so valuable. And it's almost hard to put into words the experience that you get and the motivation that you get and the lessons that you get. If somebody hasn't been to a CBF Live before and is debating like, yeah, I'm in the home cleaning industry, but either my schedule, they're starting to like work on their excuses now. Travel's tight, or I don't want to travel, or my schedule's already too full and I should probably be here. What are they missing out on? Why is CBF Live the place they need to be in a couple weeks here?
Give me sharing privileges and I'll share my screen. But if you're making those excuses or those reasons, I can't come because I have to clean, I can't come because my business needs me, then this is the place you must be. Because if you can't leave your business to get away for 3 days, and one of those days is the weekend, then your business does need help. So this year's theme is growing fast in the new normal economy. because I know what it's like to wait around for things to return back to normal, right? People are already saying things like, oh, well, maybe when the stimulus runs out, or, oh, maybe when, their IRS refunds run out. No, if we're waiting for the new normal to return, it's not coming back. And so our theme is growing fast in the new normal, because we are experiencing the greatest cleaning business economic boom in the history of my career, and I believe in the history of cleaning. And so once you just fill out that little form just to make sure I have your information, you can see the list of topics. And we spend 3 full days talking about business. The first day, we're going to talk about and explore the potential, the opportunity that's in front of us, the path, the 7-figure leader, innovative branding, because now's the time to get really innovative with your branding. On day 2, we're going to talk about systems. Residential cleaning business systems, building your A team, having systems and processes, and making sure you have profit in your business. What's the point if you don't make good money? Why work so hard if you're not paid well? If everybody else gets what they need and you don't. And then the last day,
that's where you need a good bookkeeper. You
absolutely
make sure that profits get to the bottom line.
Yeah. Well, the bookkeeper is going to show you if you didn't make a profit. I'm going to show you why you didn't and how you can fix it.
I like it.
And then, of course, on the last day, we talk a lot about employees and automating and motivating, automating our processes. And of course, we always celebrate at the end. And so all you have to do is go to cbflive.com. So cbflive, live.com. And once you hit submit, it'll take you to the page with all the details. And I'll tell you a little secret, Dan. If you are watching on this broadcast tonight and you register tonight by midnight, you can use coupon code C4R for cleaning for a reason. So C and the number 4 and the letter R, cleaning for a reason. And if you do this by midnight, you're going to generate a 100% donation to Cleaning for a Reason for your registration. 100% of the registration will go to support Cleaning for a Reason. So that's tonight by midnight. Use that coupon code, and you also get $200 off when you use that coupon code. So it's a win-win. You save $200 by using C4R, because that's the only way I can track it, that's a donation that will go to Cleaning for a Reason. It'll take $200 off the registration, and it will generate a 100% donation to Cleaning for a Reason. So
putting that in the comments for everybody.
Yeah. Do something good for your business. Do something good for a cause. And
cbflive.com, right?
cbflive.com. If you struggle to get away for a few days and your business doesn't suffer, then you need to be in that room. If you want to take your business to the next level, we have more mop-free millionaires than anyone on the planet in the CBF program. It's the #1 residential cleaning business academy in the world. Now, obviously, I don't have, all the hours at the event to teach the entire academy, but I will give you the highlights and the concepts of what we are all about and the things that you do need to address in your business and what you can tweak in just 3 short days. So the networking, the fun, we have a lot of fun. And
I've had my fair share of fun at a CBF Live or two.
Yes. And even a bookkeeper can dance. We're going to have to get you up there this year on stage.
better start doing some yoga ahead of time.
Yeah, something like that. But it's going to be a great event.
So one other thing that I get the whispers from different folks within your tribe, and one of them is my business partner, Derek Christian. I know you guys have a coaching program going on.
Yes.
And we didn't talk about this before we went on the show, but as we were talking, I was like, oh, I'd love to ask Debbie this. So can I ask you a little bit about the coaching program that you got going?
Definitely. It's absolutely amazing. So
you had mentioned your mop-free millionaires, and a lot of the people that you have coached throughout the years are now, it's like, I mean, I watch a decent amount of sports, not as much as I used to, but I still love like playing sports and interacting with sports. And you see the best coaches, they export their talent, right? Their assistant coaches don't stay there. Their assistant coaches end up coaching that team and end up coaching that team. And like, you look at a Bill Belichick who coached, Tom Brady and the New England Patriots forever now. and all of the head coaches that he's exported across the NFL. And I kind of see that within you, that you have taught a whole bunch of people and created these like assistant coaches that have become great coaches. And in our business, we have a lot of people running home cleaning businesses. And I was like, man, we got to get them into this coaching program. And they've gone through your CBF program already. Terry, who runs our St. Louis location, went through your program. And we were like, her and I have been talking, like, we got to get you like a coach. Yeah, I meet with her every week.
Incredible.
But I'm a firm believer in that experience is one thing, exposure is another thing. You can learn so much more from everybody else's experiences than you can learn from your own. And I'm just one person with some experiences, but your coaches have massive amounts of experiences all across, different states and different regions and different sections of expertise. So anyway, that was a lot of me rambling. Can you tell us a little bit about where your coaching program is going, how you're setting it up, and how somebody gets involved if they need some group or one-on-one coaching? How are you guys organized?
Absolutely. So I have a philosophy that you should and you must lift as you climb. That's my belief. That's my philosophy. And it should never stop with, oh, wow, look at me. I've succeeded and I'm just growing and I'm getting bigger. I'm getting better. I'm becoming more wealthy and I have all this freedom. That's not enough for most of us. And so I had been thinking about it for a while, but I finally launched my certified CBF coaches program. And we have a literal training process that we go through. We have coaches meetings every week to constantly, work with them and elevate them. And we have only handpicked the top 5% in the country of cleaning companies. And of course, all of them have come through the CBF program. These are people who started out cleaning, and one coach, Jonathan, his wife was cleaning. They only had 20 houses less than 3 years ago, 20 clients. And now 3 years later, they're at $1.5 million. They have enough freedom for him to spend time coaching, and he's helping others. And all of our coaches have a similar story. Some of them are almost at $1 million. The pandemic kind of took that away, but they'll hit it this year. Most of them are at $1 million, and they all have time, experience, but most importantly, they have actually done what they say they can teach people to do. We all know coaches out there that are selling trainings or coaching, and they're trying to convince people, I can teach you to grow a big business, but they have tiny businesses, right?
It's like the joke about college professors. Like the reason why they're not working is because they can only teach it. They can't actually do it.
Right. They're teaching business courses. They've never owned a business, or I'm going to teach you how to make money in your sleep, but my cleaning business is tiny. And so all of our coaches have been handpicked. They've come through the CBF program, the CBF Tier 2 program. We have a Tier 2, our Momentum program, and they all came from our advanced pros. And you have to be in the advanced pros to even be considered for coaching, because we want to know their integrity. We want to know that they are givers, right? There's plenty of smart people out there, but they're not givers, they're takers. And we want them to be givers. And of course, you have to pay for coaching, but a giver makes sure you always got more than you paid for. And they're incredible. So we have 8 coaches, and they all have different strengths and superpowers, but they're all amazing at helping people build a business.
My 4-year-old's reading a lot of Avenger books lately. She's all about the superheroes. It reminds me of the Avengers. Like they all got their different skill sets, but they all can save the day. Yes,
and they really can. And they all genuinely care. I got a text from Jeannie Henderson, one of our coaches. Actually, it was just yesterday. I got a text from her, and she shared with me how one of the students that came through her program almost a year ago now went from having like 35 customers to 95 customers, went from doing all the cleaning herself to being 100% mop free in a year. That was a pandemic. And then we have one of our other students
year that we've all tried to.
During the year that
she tripled and got out of the field.
She tripled during the year that people are closing their doors permanently and never opening again. She tripled. Let me just tell you real quick about Morris. He joined CBF about a year and a half ago. He was 6 months in at the CBF Live when the pandemic hit, and he thought, oh my goodness, what have I done? Because he had been a teacher and quit his job. And he thought, oh boy, I'm in the midst of this pandemic. He's already at almost at a 500,000.
No
And
kidding.
he started a year and a half ago. He's almost at a 500,000. It's like,
He's gonna try to
system
break.
works.
It's like watching two quarterbacks trying to break records. He's trying to catch Cromwell's record of fastest to a million.
Yes, they're all in competition with each other. I love it. It's absolutely incredible. I love it, and they're succeeding like crazy. So it's fun, and our coaches love it.
How did somebody get into that coaching program? Like we have people on our team that we should put in
Yeah,
there. What's the process?
absolutely.
To get into the program.
So right now you have to be a CBF member for our coaches to coach you, and here's why. It's unfair to take your money and give you only one piece of the puzzle, right? People oftentimes think, oh, I just need help with marketing. And the truth is, no, you don't. You need to raise your prices. You need to create a job that people won't keep quitting. You need a quality training program.
You're just identifying the tip of the iceberg.
Exactly. And so you have to be a CBF member to be coached, but each person can have one strategy session with a coach to talk about your business, to talk about where you are and the numbers, and to see if CBF is a good fit for you. Because we don't really want to just fix one broken piece and watch you suffer while another piece gets worse. And so you have to heal the whole body when your business isn't healthy. And so we don't want to just piecemeal a broken piece and let something else get worse.
Jonathan chimed in and said Morris signed up as 150th client today.
Oh my word. He is a machine. This is a man who had been a school teacher and quit his job after he started his cleaning business and joined CBF. And he's already got 150 customers in less than 2 years. And there are people out there who've been cleaning for 10 years and can't get out of the field and can't grow a business. So we do have the best record in the industry for helping people become 100% mop free and grow $1 million businesses. You asked how they can find out more. Go to cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com.
I'm going to try to type that in the comments if my thumbs will work.
Cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com. You can fill out a survey there. You can also learn a little bit more about our curriculum and about our year-long mentorship program. And it is a year-long mentorship program. We have found the reason we get the best results in the industry is we don't just give you a bunch of videos and send you on your way. People just can't maintain high levels of growth that way. So we keep them in the program for a year. We answer their questions and help them solve problems and hold them accountable and help them stay in the flow of growth. And cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com, you can learn about it. And then you can request a strategy session where we can actually see your numbers and consult with you about whether or not this is a good fit for you and for us. You have to be accepted into the program.
I like it. So we got Cleaning Business Fundamentals Coaching. That's an annual program. We got CBF Live coming up in 2 weeks, starting April 15th. Celebration Day. I'll be there. I'm sure Debbie will be there.
I'm going to try to make it this year.
Sounds like I'm going to get pulled up on stage to do some dancing. So I got to ask my 4-year-old to teach me some moves.
Please.
That's kind of her department. And cleaning for a reason, opportunities to give back. And whether it's cleaning for a reason, whatever the case is, just make sure that you're changing that mindset as the getting gets good again. Make sure you're getting back to giving. That was so impactful for me to even be able to talk to you about it, because it reset my mindset, and it a little bit made me like ashamed of the last year. Like, man, I just like without intent, I just kind of got into like reptilian mode. Like, no, nobody's going to stop me. Nobody's going to get my stuff. But it's time for prosperity again. Time to get back out there, raise prices, hire good people, pay them well, and give back and make the world go round. So.
Absolutely. And at the conference, we are recognizing Cleaning for a Reason partners on day one. We have a little party that we're doing at 5:30 when the training sessions end. And we're going to be recognizing our top Cleaning for a Reason partners from around the country on stage with a special presentation. So we really want to send some love to our hardworking Cleaning for a Reason partners who hung in there even through a pandemic.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. We'll be there. Blue Skies will be there. I know Debbie will be there. Getting everybody riled up and excited and ready to grow their business again. We're an hour in, Debbie. Anything we
Okay.
missed? Anything we need to know that we haven't covered yet?
No, just that when you guys go, you get to see Dan in the flesh and Sean Day in the flesh, and that'll be worth the trip right there. So
And
can't
I'll
wait to
have
see
one
you.
with you if you're
Absolutely. We'll see you at the bar. We'll see you at the
there.
bar.
Yeah, I'll see you at the bar. Apparently, I poured enough wine for tonight. I was worried my glass was too big, but I'm from Wisconsin, so what can I say?
No glass is too big for a glass of wine.
I'll have just one, and that's
Oh,
it.
yeah. There you go.
All right. Happy
Thank
Wednesday
you.
night, everybody. Thanks a lot, Debbie. It's always so fun hanging out with you. I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks and give you a big hug and have a drink.
Elbow bump. We'll give you a big elbow bump.
Sound good.
All right. Have a great evening. Thanks, everybody, for being on here live with us. And we'll see you in Fort Worth, Dan. Take care.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.